Guys, so you all know that the mission of my page is to, improve intimacy and relationships, right? Bring back love, bring back good intimacy spaces. So please note that this reel that I'm going to make on having better sexual intimacy space is not for people who are looking at hookups. It's not for people who are just looking for wham bam, thank you, ma'am. This page is a very wholesome space for me. It's a very spiritual connection, and all the content that I put is to help people, right, do better in their relationships and intimacy. So if you're here for to learn how to, not gonna happen. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'll start now. So tell me something. When you're in that sexual intimacy space for the first time with someone, the first fear I want to believe is that you feel that how many people has this person been with, right? The body count that we talk about. And why do we ask that question? Because a lot of times we're like, oh, I'm not going to be good enough, right? This is not for everybody again, but a lot of people who don't have access to, this space can get a little worried, and they get thoda sa dar jate ho ki yaar, what if I'm not good enough, correct? Please know that their past doesn't matter. If in the present you have been able to make someone reach a point where they have had this fulfilling foreplay se leke to all the activities that you do to the final orgasm, and if you have been able to put someone through that space in a wholesome way, even a single orgasm for a woman, a full body single orgasm, is enough for a woman to not give a shit about having to come 10 times, or it was one time. So it is not a competition. Please, I need everybody to know this is a beautiful energy exchange. I talk about 5 senses even in my foreplay reel that I have put up. Please remember that. Extremely important. You don't need to have fears. You just need to know how to go from start to end, which I will talk about next. Also, I realized a very important point. Men and women in their 40s and 50s today, of that generation, they were taught differently about sexual intimacy, right? Sex education nahi hai. Itni shyness hai, itne fears hai, itne apprehensions hai. Men were told they have the power, they can be vocal about their sexual needs. Women were told they have to be shy, they can't really talk about it. Nakedness say, you have to be shy, dar lagna chahiye tumko. So what has happened is now the world has become so overwhelming with everything becoming so open. Whether it's porn, whether it's king, it's one night stands, having affairs, lying, just running around helter-skelter, going crazy. So it is bound to screw things up between a couple who actually... So I know so many couples who really genuinely respect each other and they love each other. But their relationship is losing out and it's fading away because the sexual intimacy is gone. Now that sexual intimacy is gone, why? Because women don't even know how to explore their bodies. They don't know how to verbalize it. They're so scared that they will be judged. Today, men are feeling judged. That I feel bad that am I just using my wife or my partner or the woman that I love just for sex? I mean, why is she making me feel like that, correct? And both of you are not wrong. And because you are not wrong, the problem is with communication, correct? The problem is that the fear around even talking about it. Your relationship already is not doing that great because the sexual intimacy is gone. और क्या ही खराब हो जाएगा? You'd rather talk about it, ना? बोल दो एक दूसरे को क्या honestly problem आ रही है. What is the fears in your mind? What are your apprehensions? What is stopping you? What are your blockages? Talk about it. So important. Now, once that fear is not there and you're just totally in that present moment, okay, the next thing is to understand someone's body language, their eye contact with you. So important. When is it appropriate to hold their hand? When is it appropriate to kiss them? When is it appropriate to maybe take off a piece of clothing? How comfortable is that person in that space? It is so important to really feel their energy. And how to feel their energy, I cannot explain, because it's that present moment, that vibe. वहीं पर आपको समझ जाएगा कि what is appropriate to do when. Yeah, everybody gives hints. Everybody has a body language. Someone will move their hands somewhere, their lips somewhere, their legs, their whole body is going to somewhere. It's a dance. And it just sounds so lame. I'm saying it the way I am. But ye fact hai, this is a dance. You have to know how to move together in that space, and it is so beautiful. We women, we also need to explore and understand our body needs, because these are directly connected to your mind. I'm not joking. You need to be in that sexual intimacy space. Also, that release is very important for you. That touch is very important for you. That love is very important for you. And it is also the same for a man, right? A man also needs to be touched. They also need to be held and cuddled, and they didn't know. They're now awakening, and now they're understanding how important it is. And because they didn't know, everybody's feeling lonely. They're running around having affairs, one night stands. Bas cuddle karke sona hai. I have heard this, yaar. A man once came and told me, I just want to cuddle and sleep. And I was like, okay, no. But my point being that everybody, that touch is so important. But it has to be done with a good energy space, with communication, with love, with, this energy exchange that we talk about. I'm not talking about multiple sexual partners again. I'm not talking about one night stands. I'm talking about wholesome, beautiful sexual intimacy spaces. So my bottom line is, both men and women are struggling. सबको fears हैं, कुछ ना कुछ fears हैं, सबको कुछ ना कुछ nervousness है. और अगर आपको fear और nervousness नहीं है, तो आपको maybe ऐसे partners मिलेंगे जिनमें है fears and nervousness. At the end of the day, you have to handhold each other, right, through this journey of spiritual intimacy. Otherwise, how will you feel that energy exchange? It is impossible. So please, when you enter this space, please enter this space with honesty, with love, with good energy, with no fears, with communication, with an understanding and respect and safe space. These are such important words that I can think of right now. I'm sure there's more to it, but this is where I'd like to end this chapter on how to create a wholesome sexual intimacy space. I hope you resonate with it. If you have anything to say, please DM me, or comment sections are my favorite, because I love how everybody is so honest and communicative and vulnerable over there. A lot of other people also get inspired when you put your comments in that. So please put your comments in that rather than DMing me, because it's so beautiful to know everybody's stories, right? And I just want all men and women to do better in this space. It's and have a great time.